If you're thinking about moving to Woodstock, you came to the right place. Today we're going to be discussing the pros and cons of living in Woodstock. So all of the good things and then maybe some not so good things. So I hope you can handle it. Hi, I'm Allison Belknap.
And I'm Jennifer Cole. Welcome to our channel, Realtor Moms Living in the North Atlanta Suburbs. We're glad you're here. And we are going to provide you with all the insights you need for making a big move to the North Atlanta area. We're with Turnkey Collective. We're going to give you the inside scoop on living in Woodstock, Georgia. So Woodstock is located about 30 miles north of Atlanta, and it was once kind of a just rural, sleepy town. It's now a super vibrant community, and in fact, in 2021, Money Magazine ranked it as one of the top places to live in the country.
All right, so let's jump right into it. Let's talk about the pros of Woodstock, sort of all the things that we really love about it. So, of course, one of my favorite things to talk about is parks and recreation. So if you love getting outdoors, Woodstock is the place for you. Woodstock is actually committed to expanding their park system. So in 2008, they started this Green Prince project, which is an expansive trail system that's going to help Woodstock residents get to parks, to the downtown area, really offering a sense of community and also some walkability, which is missing in a lot of the North Atlanta suburbs. So one of my favorite new projects that they're starting with this Green Prince plan is Little River Park. So Little River Park is going to connect to Little River Elementary. So this park, and we'll put the link in the description, is really cool. They're gonna have a water launch pad area so you can practice your water sports. They're gonna have a trail with these really cool tree houses. So it's a really unique park that's in the works that should be done pretty soon.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Cannot wait to see that.
So the project started in 2008 and it should be done by 2030 because they're really seeing an increase of people moving to Woodstock. So some more notable parks to mention is Old Rope Mill Park. So what remains of this park is where they used to produce cotton to make ropes. And it's got a really great trail system. So if you like biking or hiking or jogging, this is the place to go.
So yeah, that's pretty cool that they reinvented the whole mill. So it used to really function and now it's this fantastic park.
I think what you'll find in Woodstock is they're making a lot of modern advances, but they're also trying to maintain some of the historic charm, which Jenna's going to talk about later. So another fun park is the Dupree Park, which has 18 holes of disc golf. So a lot of people love that. There's also some open fields in this park. So it's great for taking the dog out, flying a kite, practicing your favorite sport. It's a really great park.
Yeah, and you mentioned pets. There's even a special park there called Woodstock Park, where if you've got furry family friends, you can bring them and they can play, and it's a great way to belong into the community as well.
So what's great about that park is you can actually access it from the Noonday Trail. So the Noonday Creek Trail is a gorgeous trail system. There's actually a bridge that overlooks the creek, and it actually connects into the dog park, which is the largest dog park in Georgia. So pretty cool place. So, and of course, there's the park right at the city center, which has a playground, a pavilion, there's an amphitheater. There's also the War Memorial for 9/11. So they actually have some subway tracks that were underneath the World Trade Center, and they have that as part of the memorial. So very special place.
Yeah, and I didn't even know that, so thanks for sharing. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So another cool feature of Woodstock is they have a community garden. So you can get an annual membership and you have your own little space to make a garden. It's pretty nice.
That's very cool. And another thing to consider when you're coming to Woodstock is the proximity that you are to Lake Altoona, which is one of the largest lakes in the North Georgia area. So you're so close, you can go enjoy the beach that they have there, you can boat there. So you can almost live a lake lifestyle without really having to live on the lake. So we could go on and on about all of the wonderful parks in Woodstock. I mean, it's a major attraction when going there, but just take a look in the link and we will share all the information about those parks. So another pro about living in Woodstock, which is similar to a lot of the other northern suburbs that we've talked about, are going to be the schools. Now, while Woodstock doesn't share quite the top tier ratings across the board as some of the other areas do, Woodstock schools still do hold their own. You've got a couple good notable ones, including River Ridge High School, and one of the feeder schools is Arnold Mill Elementary, which is top notch. You've got private schools there too. King's Academy is one of them. Cherokee Christian is another one of them. So you have multiple options if you want to live in Woodstock as far as where you go to school. There is a strong community there for school support. So there's strong PTA systems and just a lot of community involvement. And again, sports top notch.
We've really seen the ratings of these schools go up drastically over the last 5 years. So it's nice to see that that's coming, and we expect that Woodstock is only going to keep growing.
Yeah, and we're going to talk a little bit more about why that might be too here in a second.
All right, so let's talk about the vibrant community in Woodstock. So Woodstock has so much to do, and I'm gonna go over some of my favorite things. So they do offer a farmer's market every Saturday between June and December. You will have a nice selection of sort of locally grown produce from, local farmers, local honey. It's a really fun place, and it's right in downtown. There's also a lot of active community centers, and they offer a lot of classes for people of all ages, so kids all the way up to seniors. And they offer some more unique classes than I'm used to seeing in some of the other North Atlanta suburbs. They have pickleball for 55 and up. They have cooking classes, so just really a wide range of things for the residents to do. And then there's the dining option. So from a top-rated steakhouse to artisan gelato, they have a wide range of restaurants to choose from. Woodstock has something for everyone.
And don't forget the shopping. The outlet mall is pretty cool.
Yeah, the Outlet Shops of Atlanta is a relatively new outlet shop. And you have some of those more conventional brands like Ann Taylor, Carter's, Athleta, that kind of thing. There are also a lot of unique boutiques, which is nice. You don't have to go in town to get some interesting pieces. One of my favorites is the Manual, which is this really cool shop. It's for both men and women, and they just have really unique pieces. Then there's Branch's Boutique, which is a bohemian shop for women, and also Fashion Cupcake, which carries cute modern style clothing for both women and teens. I have a lot of friends that really love that.
Yeah, I mean, come on moms, this is a great place to shop for you and the rest of the family. So it's right there in your backyard if you're in Woodstock, so check it out while you're there. Okay, so another pro, which would be similar to one of the other North Atlanta suburbs we talked about, which is Roswell, is the historic charm that comes along with Woodstock. It also dates back to the 1900s. So you're going to see those classic buildings. The little downtown area is adorable. They've got the Dean store, which holds that charm for convenience and keeping up with the aesthetic. And there's also the Elm Street Cultural Arts Center that you can enjoy and discover some of the rich history that you can find in Woodstock. So along with that historic area, they have developed it considerably to be a live, work, play community. You've got a neighborhood called Woodstock Downtown right behind this classic historic area that's filled with beautiful homes, single family, condos, townhomes, and then it's all walkable to the whole historic area of Woodstock, and it's really quite charming. And as you stroll through the historic community, there's actually a working train track that runs through the middle of downtown, and that was working and functioning in a main thoroughfare, back in the 1900s, so it's pretty cool.
And don't forget about the amphitheater, which is right downtown. They have a summer concert series. They often host the symphony, and a lot of these events are totally free. So definitely check it out with your family and friends. So we also want to take a minute to remind you that Jen and I help a lot of families move in the North Atlanta suburbs. So if you're thinking about moving here and you want a little bit more information, we have a relocation guide that will be really helpful. Check out the link in the description. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave us a comment or reach out to us. Our contact information is on the screen, and we'd love to hear from you.
All right, so we've covered a lot of great things about Woodstock. Let's talk a little bit about some of the cons. And I guess the biggest one that stands out would be traffic. But again, if you've seen our other videos about the North Atlanta suburbs, it is Atlanta. There is traffic. There's no way to get around it. You just use your common sense the same as the other areas. You leave early, you come home early, and it makes the traffic congestion and things like that a little bit more easier to handle. But I will say, coming from Woodstock, they recently added a toll road going down 75, which is a main thoroughfare to get into downtown Atlanta, into the airport and things like that. So it's what we call the Peach Pass. And if you purchase one of those, you can jump on in a lane that is metered depending on what the traffic's like, and it cuts your commute time significantly.
Totally worth the money.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a big plus with helping with the traffic in Woodstock. Now, if you were going to go east and west, because 75 is going to take you north and south, east and west is going to be a little bit more of a struggle. The infrastructure is not a highway. You're just on, 4-lane roads going through there. And so there's going to be more congestion. Just plan accordingly. And similar to the other cities that we talked about, public transportation is limited. You're really going to be reliant on vehicles. So keep that in mind when you're coming to Woodstock. Woodstock.
So not unlike some of the other North Atlanta suburbs that we've talked about, one of the other cons about Woodstock is the cost of living. However, when you're comparing the cost of living to other North Atlanta suburbs, like some of the ones we covered, Roswell, Johns Creek, East Cobb, you're gonna find comparatively the median household price of $471,000 is significantly less. So because Woodstock is growing so much, we expect this number to increase over the years. So year over year, we're at about 1.5% price increase, but really you have to look at where in Woodstock you're buying. If you're purchasing downtown, that is an area that's in high demand, little inventory, and you're gonna see those prices go up.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think it's worth noting that although it is above the average median home prices in the state, still trying to get into those northern suburbs where you have the schools and the parks and all the great things they have to offer, that median sales price is so inexpensive when you compare it to some of the other northern suburb locations. So if you want to get into the area, Woodstock may be a really great place to start.
So as part of this conversation, we do have to mention that Woodstock is located in Cherokee County, and you are going to find the taxes are going to be a little bit higher there, similar to Fulton County. However, there is the senior tax discount, and that's going to help senior citizens 62 and over save significantly on their taxes. So huge benefit with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so another con, and obviously similar to all of North Georgia, you're going to find some uncomfortable situations when it comes to the summertime. I mean, it's hot. Let's just be real. It's hot, it's humid, you're gonna sweat. So that heat and humidity really can be brutal, all kidding aside, in the summer. So it's just, you know, we spend a lot of time indoors. The good thing though is all the trails that we talked about, they are wooded for the most part, so you're staying in the shade. So you just find activities to do that are either in the shade or where you can take comfort inside once you're done. But again, when you look at the fall, it's beautiful. The trees are changing. People make these areas a destination to go to see this vibrant change in the weather. So you get to enjoy all four seasons. It's just the summers are pretty brutal. All right, so there you have it, the pros and cons to living in Woodstock. We would love to know your thoughts. What stood out to you? What did we miss? Put them in the comments below. And also while you're there, don't forget to check out our Realtor Moms living in North Atlanta suburbs for more information about some of the other areas.
And also, if you're thinking about moving to any of the North Atlanta suburbs, reach out to Jen and I. We have a lot of experience helping families moving into these suburbs. We know the intricacies of the schools and the community, and we'd love to share our knowledge with you and help you make the best decision. And please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. And if seeing this video has shown you that maybe Woodstock is not the right choice for you, go ahead and check out last week's video about East Cobb, which is really one of the hottest suburbs right now.
We'll see you next week.